Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. And today we have Judge Dredd, I Am the Law starter set. Based on the 2080 character, Judge Dredd, one of my all-time favorite comic book characters. This is by your Rebellion Games. Anarchy on the mean streets of Mega City 1 in this fast-paced tabletop miniatures game based on the awesome 2080 comic strip, brought to you by Warlord Games. This is a miniature battles game, and it looks absolutely awesome. I Am the Law starter set, Judge Dredd. The Judge Dredd I Am the Law miniatures game is a tabletop battle game for 2 or more players set in 2080's longest running universe, the world of Judge Joseph Dredd. Dredd is the archetype of dystopian figures. Sprawling megacity house what's left of humanity in the aftermath of the 21st century atomic wars. Their citizens a closely packed mass of resentment, indolence, and rampant crime. Only the ruling Justice Department grim-faced judges trained from childhood to act as judge, jury, and executioner can keep the peace and prevent a descent into anarchy. In Judge Dredd I Am the Law, players take control of small teams of judges and criminals to fight out street rumbles, raids, and ambushes on the mean streets of Mega City 1. This starter set contains all the rules you need to play, including scenarios, advanced rules, and profile lists to create your team, such as the judges and block gang included in the set, and more Mega City inhabitants such as the city deaf units, fatties, robots, mutants, renowned characters, and much, much more. Tells you what is included in the box, of course brought to you by Rebellion, based on 2000 AD comic book series, and by Warlord Games. And this is everything that's included that you see here. So let us crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. And we have a lot of stuff. Now, I picked this up used from a gentleman who actually lives in France, and he was nice enough to ship it to me. I originally had bought the core book, and then I realized when reading through the rule book that they have a specific set of dice and tokens and all the stuff that came in this set, and I needed to make sure that I didn't have everything that I would need to use to play the game. So I was like, I better find one of these box sets. Brand new, they are pretty pricey. I'm not going to lie to you, they are pricey. It is a pricey set, and I believe it's starting to go out of print as well. So again, when I saw this online for a reasonable price for painted figures and for the rule book and all this great stuff that comes in here, I immediately picked it up. So first thing is this: you have a rule book. The rule book is not light, and it is chocked full of information, from the basic game to advanced rules and everything else you'd want to see here. Full color, beautifully illustrated. It's got lots and lots of stuff in this game. Now again, I'm not going to go through and read the entire rule book to you because we could be here for the next several months. But let's take a look what it says in the back. Again, it said the same thing, Judge Dredd miniatures game. It says here is a skirmish tabletop miniatures battle game for 2 or more players set in Judge Dredd universe, created by the legendary comic creators John Wagner and Carlos Escoveira. In it, street judges patrol the towering city blocks and cramped streets of the vast megalopolis Mega City 1, a city full of criminals, gangs, crazies, and murderers. Only the uncompromising resolve of the judges stands in the way of total lawlessness. In Judge Dredd, players take control of a small team of judges or perps as they fight for justice or survival in the mean streets of Mega City 1 and beyond. This book contains all the rules you need to play Judge Dredd, including scenarios, weapon rules, and profile lists to create your own patrol of judges and criminal gangs for them to sentence. Buck. Again, this game was released in 2019 by Rebellion and Warlord Games. For more information, you can go to judgedredd2000ad.com or go to warlordgames.com as well. So again, going through this real quick, of course, the illustrations, Judge Death, one of the most iconic villains from the storyline. Again, one of my all-time favorite comic books that ever came out. Contents from core rules to Denzians of Mega City 1 to the Armory, scenarios to Live and Die in Mega City 1. Again, rules, lots and lots of artwork, introduction to the game and to the universe. Mega City 1, background information about that. Core rules, what you need to play, different kinds of markers you could have, the measuring, turning of fire arcs, model overviews, what's on it, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, ranged weapon stats, close combat weapons. So game turns, so you got action chips, star chips, drawing action cards, playing action cards, activating with star chip, ending the game, it says here. Game ends depending on specific scenario rules. You guys see pages 122 to 139 again. All right, so let's read that real quick so we have an idea. Ending the game turn. A game turn ends when all the models on the tabletop have an action chip beside them, indicating they have activated this turn. Potentially, this can be more than one using star chips. Or if there are no more action chips left in the bag, at the end of the game turn, gather up all the action chips and place them back in the bag. Do not replace action chips or star chips for models that have become casualties, and remove any excess action and star chips from the bag. Check for any specific scenario events. Check for victory conditions. You are now ready to begin the next game turn. So again, very, very detailed. Again, the artwork in here is fantastic. Love Brian Boland and a lot of the art you're going to find in this book. Armory section. All right, so I'm just going to flip through this very quickly. Again, extremely lots and lots of detail. Everything you'd ever need to know about Judge Dredd, how to play the game, everything else obviously is in here. And when I read through this book, actually, the Denzians of Mega City 1, all the bad guys. Here we go. People live there. Blah, blah, blah. Moving on. Again, I'm trying to just show you some of the stuff because, again, the artwork is just stunning. All related directly to the 2000 AD universe. And of course, Judge Dredd himself. The different types of weapons he can use. Of course, the iconic Judge Death. My name is Death. I have come to judge you. One of the most iconic figures. Unfortunately, he is not included in this base game. He's someone that you have to pick up separately. There are expansions for this figure sets, expansions. There's actually a Mega City Block game that just came out as well that you can use in terms with this. Again, I have a feeling that this game, because Judge Dredd is a character who is well known. There's been 2 feature films created with him, one with Sylvester Stallone, which was okay. It's not really, wasn't really true to the comic books. And then a couple of years back, maybe a decade ago, they had another movie come out, and that movie just was phenomenal and hit on all cylinders as to what Judge Dredd's all about. But again, obviously he's not as popular as, say, a Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, any of your major cartoon characters. So, you know, it has only a certain amount of people who are going to pick up the game and everything else like that. But from what I've come to understand and reading a lot about this online, is that it's an incredible system, very easy to learn, but it's an incredibly fun system to play. So again, these are just examples of the cards that you get, which we're going to show you in a minute. Index, and of course more artwork in the back here. You have a campaign record sheet that you could do. So again, in total, there's a total of, would even say how many pages are in this thing? I think, yeah, 158, 159. So 160 pages in this rule book. So there you go. It's a lot of rules. But here you go. On the mean streets of Sector 43, another thing that comes in it. Sugar Rush, the setup. So it's a scenario book. The encounter, which characters you're going to use. So here you go. So you have your setup, you have the encounter, the terrain placement. There's your side streets, your central street, and your chased models. You deploy models, armory, and big meg cards that you're going to use, special rules, backup, busy streets, leaving the table, game length, and objectives. Half Eagle a Day, scenario 2, forces that you're going to use, high rollers, block gang. All right, the setup, the encounter, deploying models, Hi, Kelly. Kelly is one of my new cats that I recently adopted from a rescue. Hi, honey. How are you? She may make an appearance. I'm not sure. She's quite shy still. Only got her about a month ago. So after my beautiful Rosie died, so she's saying hello to all of us. All right. Anyway, getting back to the Half Eagle Day, backup, leaving the table, game length, objectives, and all that good stuff right there, and some more artwork we have. And scenario 3, Sweet Justice. We have the forces, the setup, the encounter. Again, more of the models that you're showing here, setup, all that stuff. So, game turns. We got a player aid right here. Drawing action chips, playing action chips, choosing a model to activate, activating with a star chip, ending the game turn. Single actions, double actions. So some of the actions you could do is move, snapshot, throw, fight, shake it off. Double actions, aim, fire, sprint, charge, set overwatch, hunker down. Conditions, injury, stun, incapacitated, and subdued. Okay. So there's your scenario book, and of course in the back it also has your player guide as well. You also have in here some decals that you could put on terrain. Very cool. Interestingly enough, everything that comes from Warlord Games comes with one of these tickets that tells you who is packed by. So Morella, thank you, Morella, for doing such a wonderful job, and thank you to I don't remember his name, but my friend who in France who was nice enough to sell me this game. Truly appreciate it. He did a beautiful job painting the figures, which we'll see in a little bit as well. He did all the painting of all the figures. I wish I had his name, which I was going to put it down for this unboxing, but I actually just forgot to do that prior to starting recording. So we've got a bunch of tokens here. The one just went flying. Very, very cool. Some tokens. Some burning rubble, looks like. Looks like a dead guy. We've got some other tokens here. Got ourselves vehicles. Some terrain pieces. Building. Some roadblocks. Yeah, they're coming out. I got this thing here too. So again, as I always say, how do you know they're good? Pop it back in place and it stays in there nice and tight. Very, very cool. So there you go, some tokens. You also get a pretty large player mat. So I'm gonna pull this off here. Again, it is not wet, dry erase like the ones I showed you for Starfinder, Pathfinder, and several other game sets that I have here. But this again is a rather large map. Has the 1-inch squares as well. Don't need to use the 5-foot activation and movement. You just move based on what the speed of your character is, obviously. So, but this is a pretty big map, as you can tell, which is good. Okay, again, Judge Dredd logo here. So try to do this as best I can. Let me move this stuff off the table here real quick. I'm trying not to knock anything off the table. It's a double-sided map, as you can tell. Oh, and some stuff just went flying, so you're gonna have to give me a minute here. Again, I don't want all this stuff to go flying on me. Here's the lower part of the front side of the map here. I don't know if this is the front or the back. But again, so it's a roadway, as you can tell. Very cool roadway. I'm going to say this is a roadway high above the city. I'm going to turn it this way. So I'm knocking the figures off the table. So you're getting a general gist of what the map looks like. Again, as you can tell, it's a very, very large map with 1-inch squares. I counted up real quick. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, like 27 by 27. So this is a, as you can tell, it's a pretty big map. So that's number 8 there. Oh, and actually folds out one more spot. Hold on. It's even bigger than I thought it was. Sorry about that. Even one more section of it. Again, more of the roadway. Again, trying not to rip the map so you get the general gist of it. But as you can tell, it's a very big map. And we're back to the beginning here again. And if I flip it over, again, it's paper, so it's, again, not the highest of quality in terms of, it's a beautiful map. It's done really well, but again, just trying to give you an idea of what the map looks like. More rubble stuff. Okay. So it's a destroyed area. Some kind of bridge or roadway. Again, you can see it's paper, so it is durable to a certain degree, but again, it's very large, as you can tell. There's another corner here. Again, trying to show you this all without knocking things off the table. Unfortunately, I'm not one of these guys who, again, everything you see in all my unboxing videos I purchased myself. I don't get gifts from any company or anything else of that nature. I don't have a gaming table. This is my regular table that I do game on, but again, it's not one of these fancy ones that you can put a whole map down. I don't have cameras up above like other people do. Maybe I should in the future, but right now I don't see a need for it. It's not that often. But anyway, this is your map here again. Of course, 2000 AD logo, Warlord Games and Rebellion down here. So you get the general gist of the whole map. So how big is it? Well, if I put this helicopter down there, you kind of get a gist of how the size and scope of the actual. Just going to throw some things down here real quick so you can get an idea of how large this map truly is. There you go. That kind of tells you it. Again, the 3D things really make everything pop, which is really cool as well. All right. So these obviously are not included in this game. They're there for demonstration purposes only. Okay. I'm going to pull this back here like so and show you some more things that we got here. All right, so I'm going to leave that map here. So getting back to it, you saw your terrain pieces that we had here. So you can take these and throw these out here. So like example, take this out here, throw this guy over here. The vehicle, you can put that there. You can put all kinds of stuff like this out there. Okay, so those are some of your terrain pieces you have. And of course you had your rule book, your decals, and thanks to Morella for packing this up so nicely. Okay, so what else do we get? I like how it says it. Judge Dredd Starter, I Am the Law, a dice pack. So you have a game-specific dice pack with extra pieces in there. Because again, the models were put together, so that's why there's pieces in there. So you get 2 small red die. Oh, that's a 10. And then you have game-specific dice. So all the die are the same. Yes. So you've got the 2000 AD. You've got a shield. You've got firing. So it looks like you have 3 fire, 1, 2, 2 shield, and a 2000 AD, making up a 6-sided die. So again, 3 fire, 2 shield, and the 2000 AD logo. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these die. There you go. And you've got yourself a little baggie to keep them in. See, the shields are for defense. The firing arcs are for firing is for wounding. The shields are for defending. And I got an extra arm off a sprue, and this looks like some sort of rocket launcher, or maybe that's just an arm. Yeah, it's just an arm for a judge. It's not a rocket launcher. Forget that. All right, cool. So what else do we have here in the starter set? We also have our tokens. And there's lots and lots and lots of tokens in this game. So let's take a look at them. And again, it says here, Judge Dredd, starter, I am the law. So let's put this here. You've got your tokens for your players. Ones that look like this. You have ones that have stars in them. So you have gold and you have blue. I'm assuming gold because you're going to have less, you're going to have more perps, which are the bad guys. You're going to have more perps than you are going to have judges. So the judges seem to always be outnumbered always in the comic book. Whenever there's a riot going on or whatever, there's lots and lots of juvies around, punks, you name it, that they have to fight gangers. And there you go. And you have some of these. Again, you have them in gold. You have, again, multiples of these of gold and blue. One is for gangs, and the gold are for the judges. So looks like little shots fired or bullet holes. You got a bunch of those. And that's what they look like. Again, I'm assuming the gold is for the judges, and you've got a bunch of death heads, which are pretty cool as well. So you got some death heads here. Some more tokens here. Those are cool. Front and backs are the same. Oh, got another one of those. You have some wound markers. Again, for those who have never read the comic book, Judge Dredd is a very, very accurate fighter. He's, I hate to say it this way, trained killer. He's judge, jury, executioner, all those things. And again, I highly recommend you go rent. You can probably, I don't know if Judge Dredd, if it's on Netflix or not, but I know on my Vudu account I have it, voodoo.com. That's a streaming service that I use. I love it, and I know I have that one. Keith, I think it's Keith Urban, I think his name is. Carl Urban, or whatever the actor's name is. He played Judge Dredd. Again, those are your health markers, okay, or wound markers. You got a bunch of those. Again, I'm finding things as I'm going through here. I'm finding some more of those. Hold on. Just trying to get you all the different ones that we got here. All right. Again, blue and gold. Okay. And then you have some, it looks like some numbers here. 4, 3, 1, 4, 3. I see 6. Not sure what these are. These might be wound markers. I'm not sure. Not not sure. 1, 5, 4. Oh, yep, 4. So you got a bunch of these markers that look like this. And then you have these star ones. Not sure what these mean. Just going through the tokens I have here. I'm trying to show them as I find them. And then we got these tokens here, which I want to show you as well. The gold ones come out. You can see them a little better. So I got the little stars on them. There you go. That's cool. Got the tokens there as well. Again, some more of those death head tokens, which are really cool. And then we got a couple of these. Not sure what these are used for. But you have them in gold and blue, obviously. Again, fronts and backs are the same. Not sure what those are used for. But again, in the rule book that's 160 pages, it'll go into what all these are used for. And again, some more of these little things that were here. I'll show you all those again. Go just so you can get a picture of what those look like again, the bullet holes. Right? Again, some more of these numbers. Looks like it ranges from 1 to 6 on those. So they could be wound markers, I'm not sure. And obviously these are for some sort of movement. Maybe taking a double move, I'm not sure. But there, again, blue and gold for those. And those are your tokens. And of course you have number 5 again. So that's all of your tokens you get. Those are your dice you get and all the stuff. Next thing we're going to take a look at is the cards. All nicely wrapped up. So it gives you stats cards. Different kinds of cards. You got armory cards. Big Meg cards. Okay, so we got Big Meg cards, we got Army cards, and then we got stat cards. So let's take a look at the stat card. Your regular Street Judge here, Street Judge card. There he is there. That looks like Hershey, I must say. Okay. There's Judge Dredd. Let's start with him. So we'll start with Judge Dredd, and that's a regular Street Judge there. You got a veteran Street Judge, you got a senior Street Judge, and you got a rookie Judge. So depending on what you want to play, we got them all here. And then you got, there's Judge Joe Dredd. So we'll start with him. And we'll work our way through these. All right, so flip this over here. Judge Joe Dredd. Weapons and equipment, Lawgiver MK2 pistol, ranged weapon, power, short range, modifier, long range. So if you're taking a shot 8 inches away, long range at 16 inches, -1, +1. Armor, piercing, special round, stun, pulse, day stick, close combat weapon, one-handed, range 1 inch, modifier +1, special, stun. Boot knife, combat weapon, one-handed, range 1 inch, modifier 1, special, you can throw that. So there you go, 6-inch movement, targeting 5 inches away. You got to roll over 5s for defense. Not sure what the stars for or the person's for. I'm not sure. Could be for wounds. I'm not sure what the stats are. We'll have to look that up in the book. Gives you background information about who he is, his role, his allies, enemies, and special rules he has. And I am the law, of course, is his famous saying. Then you also have rookie judge. Again, a little background information. His stats are obviously a lot weaker than our boy Judge Dredd is. Okay, flip that over. Again, background information about him and special rules. The weapon he uses, day stick and boot knife, right there. Senior Street Judge right there, no helmet on. Again, the stats are here. In the back is all the important information about him. Special weapons, the weapons he's using, the equipment, special rules, and that stuff right there. We have the veteran Street Judge on the law, on the bike that they have. The Lawgiver, 644344421. 21. Again, gives you information back here. Street judge, again, same on the back. Then we have a regular judge. Again, stats, more information in the back about it. Same. Street judge, again. There you go. Now, we move on to the block gang. Special rules, they come in packs of 3, juvies only, which meaning the young ones. Individually, juvies don't pose much of a threat to adults, so they habitually run in packs. Juves come in packs 3 models strong. See page 19 for the pack rules. Weapons equipment up to 3 times one-handed weapons. See page 95, or 1 time one-handed weapon, or one-handed weapon. See page 95. Those are easy. Again, gang juve, gang punk, and a gang heavy. 3 different types that you can be for a gang, remember. The Lawmaster. Lawmaster is the bike. Lawgiver is the pistol. Lawmaster is the bike. Weapons and equipment, Cyclops laser, ranged weapon, power, short range, long range, bike cannons, long range, power, short range, long range, special blast, and the stats for the Lawmaster. In the back, it tells you it's a transport and support. Again, all the rules that come along with using the bike itself. And then you have the block gang lieutenant, who is the leader of the block gang. There he is. Special rules that he has. And his stat lines here. And the weapons that he has. Okay, that's that. Of course, just like any other game, you can have all kinds of upgrades and weapons and things like that that you can find around the city. So you got the med pack, which helps you heal. Stims, which are drugs that someone can take to make them become a better fighter. Cuffs, obviously, you know what those are. High explosive, these are rounds that can be shot from the lawgiver that explode. Respirator, something you can breathe from if there's a fire. High explosive. Stun gas, obviously gas that can knock people down and knock them unconscious. Seeker missiles, which means they can go around corners and all kinds of things. Add +8 to your long range and ignore range modifiers. No line of sight is required. Used with armed fire. Concealed culinary laser, like a knife. Adds +1 to fight. Yep. Birdie lie detector. Smoke bombs. Boing boing cutters. Ricochet. Seeker again. Incendiary. Electronic override, we will open any door, and a ricochet. They can shoot and it ricochets around, and incendiary. All right, those are type of weapons that they can upgrades that you can get for your weapons. And the big megs, all the fronts are the same. Let's see what it says here. Drop it. Play on an enemy model within 8 inches of a friendly model. The enemy model must pass a cool test. If they fail, they may not make any attacks during their next activation. Drop it. Bring it on. 6th Sense. One hell of a shot. Extra hottie. Spy in the sky. Edwin Parse. Pick one judge model, become immediately pinned by the notorious serial confessor Edwin the Confessor Parse. Alternatively, played during sentencing to reveal one of the perps being sentenced is in fact Edwin Percy, and the real perp escaped. Weather control. Warning shot. Go, 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 go. Cover me. Johnny Alpha and Wolf Steenhammer. A pair of time-traveling bounty hunters appear in Mega City 1. Either remove one perp entirely during sentencing, taking to pay for future crimes in a different time, or if you have the Strontium Dog Gabe, introduce Johnny and Wolf as a third faction in the current scenario. Flanking move, rapid fire, boingers. People jump in those bouncing balls, basically, off buildings. The Luck of Jovis. Muncie for brains and leadership, and crazy. One friendly model may take an immediate charge action. Brawlers may reroll any misses during the attack. Running after you with a chainsaw. So there you are. So those are all your cards that you get. Your big med cards, your character cards, and of course you get these are your armory cards for upgrades in your weapons. Okay, and last but not least, we could start taking a look at some of these figures that come with the set. So we've got, and again, they've been painted. There's Juvie, our random gang punk. Nice quality, high detail, nicely based. Another one. Again, you have to build them, you have to paint them. Again, I bought the star set used. Again, purchased this from a gentleman in France who did all the painting. I didn't do any of the painting whatsoever. Okay, we'll put him, we get him on the bike, and here's the bike. Awesome sculpt. Beautifully painted, and we have a judge that goes on the bike. Again, we're not gonna, I hate to say it, we're not gonna glue him to the seat, but there he is. Beautifully painted figure. And you could glue them on there like that, but again, I'm not going to do that. And as we continue to move forward, another punk. Again, these characters can be used for a myriad of bad guys. And then we also have another guy. Another perp with a mask on. So like I said, you get a lot of bad guys who are a considerable amount weaker than Judge Dredd. So they make up for, or they may not be the strongest characters, they make up for it with lots and lots of players. Of course, then you have Judge Dredd. You have Judge Hershey. And last but not least, we have a couple more. Open the map. I want to make sure they didn't drop anything on the floor. Got two more figures here. And we got another judge here. Oop. Hi, Kelly. Our little girl Kelly is sitting there staring at us. She's staring at me as I'm speaking to the camera, and she's like, "Who are you talking to?" She's a bit shy, and she just walked off there, stretching for a bit. And we have another perp. So there you go. That is everything that is included in this unboxing of the starter set of Judge Dredd, I Am the Law starter set, brought to you by Rebellion and Warlord Games. Anarchy on the mean streets of Mega City 1 in this fast-paced tabletop miniatures game based on the awesome 2000 AD comic strip. As always, thank you so much for joining me on this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, you can give us a thumbs up and also leave a comment below. Also, you can always hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release any new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.